Alright, I'm going to try to get a little more serious with the videos here. I'm almost ready to get serious with the actual flying, but this time I want to do a flight that will hopefully attempt to retrace a road trip that I recently did. It was incredible. It was an awesome, adventurous drive. I did what's called the Cascade Loop. It's a scenic Washington State drive that takes you from essentially Seattle all the way up to the Cascade Mountains, and you hit a couple cool towns on the way. One of the towns is Leavenworth, Washington, which is essentially a Bavarian town. All of the buildings and everything is replicate a Bavarian style, and even the grocery store and everything has Bavarian style writings or signs, and it's really cool. And then there is another town that you kind of finish the loop, or the far end of the loop before you start coming back, is a town called Winthrop, which is really cool. They also kind of have like a theme to their town, and their town is like an Old West or a frontier town, and they have like the regular cowboy style Old West town that you can walk around, and all the buildings are real. The saloon is real. You can hang out in a hotel, looks like an old Western style hotel, and you can stay in it. And they have cabins right along the river you can rent. It's really cool. So we're going to see if, first of all, did the main menu in Microsoft set the course with multiple things? And here's the thing is, I haven't figured out how to use this system yet. So I don't know how to pull up my route. There's no labels for the keys down here. I've already got issues. Okay, parking brake, we can turn that off. Another one, huh? Can't move that. I'm gonna have to. I gotta watch a bunch of YouTube videos and figure this system out. I love this plane though. I haven't flown it much except for this new sim here. All right. Well, I'm gonna assume this is going to be the first plot on my course. The first plot on my course. We're currently in Auburn, Washington, which is just a little east of Seattle. It's actually the airport that's probably the same distance from my house as Seattle. Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha. And I don't know. Let's just go ahead and try it. Oh, that's right. There's reverse thrust on this aircraft. I need to turn my audio up. I'm also going to eventually figure out if I should be playing some instrumental music under my... Dude, I turned thrust off. I need to reassign how I do reverse thrust on my throttle buttons here. My throttle quadrant. The nice thing now about taking off out of Auburn, as opposed to where I normally take off, which is Boeing Field, or... That was terrible as usual. We'll bring gear up so I can get some speed here. At least when I take off from Auburn as opposed to where I normally take off, which is downtown Seattle, I have greater FPS and I'm pushing my system less out of the smaller Auburn airport. I need to see if trees are on ultra here too. You're lined up with our red line there. Where are these? What's this warning I'm getting here? Alright, I'll take it. It's off. Maybe it was flop. Maybe it went off coincidentally when I brought flaps all the way up. Let's try to go ahead and get up to about 5,000. Now, the Cascade Loop Scenic Drive, it takes you from Seattle, and those little towns I was telling you about are once you get up into the mountain over the Cascade Mountains. And at the highest peak on the road trip, we took the route that's called Stevens Pass. It's Stevens Pass, so it lets you drive over the Cascade Mountains and over to the east side or eastern Washington. I was actually I'm a night owl, and I've been kind of doing graveyard shift as my housemate works now from home, and we have to share this space. So I might have to get offline when he comes down and wakes up, but we'll see. I'm hoping that the GPS plot will hopefully line up for the most part with I-90 and the interstates and state roads that get me up over the mountain. I'm hoping Stevens Pass will be visible from the air. I'll bet you that's I-90 right there. I'll bet you that's Stevens Pass right up here. It was really cool. I did this drive a couple weeks ago in the middle of October. And we're driving, and the terrain looks just like what we're looking at here. I mean, it was the terrain in the middle of October on the day I did the drive looked just like this. Clear, mostly sunny, dry roads, and then we got to Stevens Pass, and it was a blizzard. It was just like, because we're on top of the mountain literally, so there was just a blizzard. It just came out of nowhere, and then it just stopped as soon as we started to go down in elevation. So it really wasn't, because it was unexpected, and it was thick, fast, heavy, blinding blizzard snow. And I almost had to pull over, and there's actually a snow plow up there. And I'm like, holy crap, I guess this is why they shut this Stevens Pass down on October 31st, 2 weeks after we did it. Because, man, that must be impossible in the winter without chains and good vehicle. So anyways, I want to see what it looks like. You know what, let's go ahead and dive on down to I-90, and let's just see if we can follow I-90. And if this is I-90, then I want to see if I-90 will eventually intersect with the GPS plot. Let's find out. I'm going to have to get some third-party apps that let me see in real time on maps where I'm flying in the sim. If anybody watches this recording, feel free to let me know what third-party apps I should be using here. This actually may not be I-90. I don't think it is. What's this over here to the left on the map? Or actually, there's one to the right. Let's go back to our GPS line here. Did I lose it? It flaps all the way up. Oh my goodness, what just happened? My hand just slammed down on the trim wheel. That was terrible. That would have been a crash in real life for sure. Let's throttle up over this hill here. I have to let folks know we're getting serious. Look at that. Oh, also included in the Cascade Loop scenic drive, you drive around Lake Chelan. And that was my first time in Lake Chelan. And it was really cool. It was just gorgeous. I have actually on my YouTube channel, which I simultaneously stream to from while I'm streaming to Twitch and everything else. On my YouTube channel, you should be able to find I can't remember what I think there's just a video titled Lake Chelan, Chelan, Charlie, Hotel, Echo, Llama, or Lima, Alpha, I always forget N, not Nancy. What's the N? Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, S. What's the N? I always forget. How do I always forget that? Beefy Airlines. Flying anywhere and everywhere in the Pacific Northwest. We don't follow the rules, but we'll get you there. Gosh, my mic. Okay, that's what's going on. My microphone cable accidentally got wrapped around my elevator trim axis. So when I bump my mic cable or move my hand in the wrong place, my trim goes crazy. So that should be fixed. And we're back on track. And I'm still looking for a major road. Yeah, you can see how there's snow at the top of some of these peaks year-round. Well, yeah, I would say year-round. I know definitely Mount Rainier is going to have patches of snow year-round, at least in July. I've seen it. Granted, Mount Rainier is a bit higher than, much higher than most of these, but is that, look at that, is that another, that's not a building. That's a glitch, right? That's a glitch, right? That can't be a building. There's no way that's a building in real life. There's no way that's real in real life. Do I have like vector? Why are there buildings coming out of mountains over here? Oh, that I'm about to fly into. Let's go ahead and circle around that. That's a cool crater lake in there. What-oh, we're gonna have to, I really was trying, like I really in my head said, Adam, don't crash on this one, bro. Good morning to you. Well, no one's watching live. If somebody's watching live, I'd say good morning to you on the East Coast, but no one's live. Nobody ever watches my thing. I saw on Reddit the other day, they were like, there's nothing sadder than watching a Twitch streamer with like 10 people watching. And I was like, dude, I would kill for 10 people to watch one of my streams. Nobody watches my streams. So what does that mean? If you're a loser, if you have 10 people watching your stream, what does it mean if you don't have anybody watching your stream? It means I don't exist. I'm not real. Hey, look at this valley down here. Look at this. I wonder if I have like vector not set right, the vector stuff, so maybe that's why there might be buildings coming out of mountains. Let's see. Terrain vector data. Ultra. I've got this pretty much dialed in. I mean, I really feel like I don't want to mess with anything. I feel like every time I mess with something from these settings, it gets too low in FPS. I'm doing 27 FPS, 30 FPS, 28 FPS, 29 FPS. So I'm just going to keep those settings. Mostly ultra, as you saw. Maybe if I wrap the cable, because I just don't like the weight of I don't like the weight of headphone cables pulling down. So let's see if I can just support it there on the yoke. I'm all over the place here. Let's get focused up. Where are we at? I said 5,000 feet. We're at 6,000 feet, but I didn't realize these mountain peaks are going to be so high up. So, I mean, we're at 6,000 feet. Remember, Mount Rainier is at what, 13,000? Because whenever I was flying bush planes and single props trying to get up Mount Rainier, I couldn't fly above 6,000, which is why everybody kept crashing into Mount Rainier. Man, this looks gorgeous. This is my home state, everybody. This is my home state. Spend so much time in the neighborhood, you forget that this is where we live. Nice to live up high on one of these. Look at this. You're telling me this ain't good flight sim? It's gorgeous. Where are we at on GPS here? Perfect. Perfecto. Really cool to see these little airports that I don't think I've ever flown to in the sim. See, that's the thing, is what I wanted to start doing more road trips in real life. Like, I want to do more traveling in real life instead of the internet world. And then after I do road trips to actual, real, local, in-state airports and airstrips, maybe even get like 4K video of them, and then drive back home and then do them and travel in the sim to where I visited, and we can actually look at 4K video. That's a cool idea. Just only continue to fly in Washington, but do side by side, or at least a quick video of the real airport, and then stream a flight to the real world place. That'd be fun. And also have, like, see what it looks like, in real life for YouTube or whatever. Do side by sides or something. It'd be fun. I don't know, I just like talking to myself. See, I think the reason why, there was a few reasons why I created a Twitch channel. One, I wanted to figure out all the ins and outs because it would be fun to learn the process of all of this stuff while gaming or flying. Because eventually I want to use this knowledge and everything but this goofy hat and everything. I want to use the knowledge so I can build a better channel for my real project, which is not game related, called Dogs in Our World, dogsinOurworld.com. And it's a podcast that I started a few years ago, an audio podcast, Dogs in Our World. And a few years ago, I only did like 10 episodes for audio. You can only listen to them. And now I want to do a real like video YouTube channel for my Dogs in Our World project, where I basically talk to scientists and authors and real professional published experts who have a specialized skill or field or practice that involves dogs. I speak to philosophers and psychologists and historians and professors, and they all basically tell me the coolest stuff about dogs, and not just goofy puppies or cute kind of episodes, but the episodes are really, really insightful, and they I think, in my opinion, I don't know, I think it's a really cool subject matter. So anyways, all of the stuff I'm doing for streaming or for Twitch is eventually going to be used for a serious project called Dogs in Our World. I'm actually getting the logo and t-shirts and merch and everything figured out right now, because I want to overhaul my website and get everything cleaned up and a little bit more pro compared to my first season of the show. But listen to it. I also did a book, Dogs in Our World book. It's essentially, if you can't listen to a podcast for whatever reason, or if you are have difficulty hearing, then I basically created transcripts from the podcast, and I put it into a book, and you can find that on Amazon or on my website, dogsinOurworld.com. I need to figure out how to make the transcripts free. I'll probably just make transcriptions or just copy and paste the book into the website for free. I'm flying slower than I need to, but I'm also kind of skimming these mountain tops, so I'm being careful here. Probably pretty far away from the interstate. Once I get over this mountain here, I'll try to get an idea of how far away we are from the first stop. I'm hoping this is going to take me to Leavenworth and not the final destination, which is Winthrop. Control it up here. Oh, I'm not used to this kind of layout. Where is my range? I just want to change the range so I can pull back here. Oh, this is autopilot stuff. Oh, here we go over here. I can't fly straight when I'm doing this. Oh, map range. Come on, what's going on here? Oh, I'm going off course too. Come on, it's not changing the range? See, these are the times where I wish I did have people watching my stream, because anybody watching my stream, because then people can tell me what I'm doing wrong or how to do stuff. Because I eventually do want to learn how to do stuff appropriately, even though I've been flight simming for like 1,000 hours over the last 3 years. It's KLEO, but... Oh, do I use these? No, I just want to change the range of this. Aloha, what's up? Is that AK? What's up, AK? Let me go ahead and figure out if I'm flying straight here. AK, you just waking up or about to go to bed? Also, AK, this is not, we've been over this. This is not a game, sir. This is a flight simulator. I know this much, AK. I know I want to stay on the red line, and I'm having difficulty with that, so. Fix my headset. Oh, look at that. There's KLEO. We just happened to have seen it on my GPS. I'm good enough to use GPS. So I have a couple questions answered. Question number one is now answered, that it did not have the GPS plotted to multiple destinations. The GPS was set for the final destination, it appears to me.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
I don't want landing gear yet, so I'm going to bring that flat back up. Because I believe KLEO, yes, is Leavenworth. This is not the Leavenworth you're familiar with. This is not the Leavenworth known for Leavenworth Prison. This is actually like the absolute opposite you could ever imagine compared to Leavenworth Prison Town. Leavenworth, Washington is more, the town is a real town with real wonderful restaurants and dining and tourism, but the town is also replicating a Bavarian town. So you feel like you're at like Busch Gardens. If you've ever been to Busch Gardens in Virginia, it looks just like that. So here's the thing, is we realized that we are flying over Leavenworth while we were at like 7,000 feet, so we're gonna have to circle around a bit. Also, I wonder if you can actually identify the Bavarian style buildings in this town if you fly over it. Let's find out. I wonder how big an airport is. Been up since 7 a.m. and it's almost 9. Good for you, man. You're healthier than I am. But I also recently retired, so I do whatever I want now. Which is why I don't have an excuse to not do these local road trips. Come on, we're going to go ahead and keep circling around here. AK, don't let me forget that my gear is still up. Slow it down here. I really shouldn't go to external view right now because I'm just trying to see where the town is. It's more like a town square than it is a town. It's just kind of like a little tourist stop. But where would it be here? I didn't really have a... This would be the road that goes through it. Oh yeah, I should be on that. I'm now officially on the chatting on Discord here. This cockpit sounds so cool here. I don't see anything touristy so far. I don't see. We'll go ahead and start going back towards the airport here. Can't see what I'm doing. Gotta remember, I think this plane stalls at about 70 knots. I mean, it's like a fairly large state road that essentially drives right through the town. It's more of a town than these little farm neighborhoods I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and get eyes on the flight line and see what the actual runway looks like. Am I already over it? I don't see a runway anywhere. It says the runway is right here. One of my next videos is going to be me parked in the ground trying to figure out how to use the nav systems here. Anyone see an airport? It can't be over the mountain there. That can't be it. Alright, let's try this again. It says I'm flying right over it. Power up. Okay, we're close to stall here. Man, a real pilot would hate the way I fly because I just like kill the engine by just throttling up and down constantly. Not good. It's also a great way to make your passengers vomit. Alright, we're lined up here with the Leavenworth runway. Is it just this line in the grass here? Must be. No, it's saying to the... Oh, that's it, huh? Is that... Okay. Let's try it. Let's try another go around. Must be the dirt strip. It'll probably be easier to... well, no. Let's fly a little lower this time. Because it must be a... faint airport here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bank hard, dive down, throttle low because the hard dive is going to pick up the speed. Flaps are all but one down. Come on now, get it. Make that bank. Make that bank. Is this it over here? Is it just... Must be it. No, it's over to... This map is... Alright, I guess I keep flying on the side of it. Thank you, AK, for the reminder. AK, I love the fact that you know you've been my ride or die since day one, man. No one, you're you're the only one that has ever watched my stream live, and every time, almost every time I go live, you're helping out. All right. Actually, AK, I have a question for you. I need an outsider opinion. Let's see if I can pull this up. I personally really don't like any of these, but I used Fiverr.com to help me create some, because I have no graphic design or visual art skills or talents. So I hired Fiverr.com to make me some graphic designs for my actual project, which is not a Twitch channel. I'm going to be using my recently learned streaming skills for my real soon-to-be channel and project called Dogs in Our World. It's an already made podcast I did a few years ago, but those are some t-shirt designs that some folks did for me. I'm not really happy. There's actually one that's really bad that somebody made for me, and I'm probably not even going to put it up on that. I'm still working on the actual store itself, so I need to update the profile banners and stuff like that. Oh, I'm way off on KLEO. We got to get over. We're going to try to fly low and slow this time again. Oh yeah, AK, I guess I can show, I can turn on the tags. I usually have them off because it kind of makes the game look more like an arcade, but...
Landing gear. Landing gear.
I don't care.
Landing gear.
You can't tell me what to do. Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry, AK. And I looked at your chat and I flew over the airport again. Whoops. Yeah, I never watch Twitch on my phone. I only watch YouTube on my phone primarily. And I have the subscription, so I don't know if you need the subscription anymore, but I can go to different apps and windows, and YouTube continues to play if I lock my screen or whatever. Alright, here we go. One more flyby on this mysterious... Now, there were a few airports to choose from for Leavenworth. And I figured, since this had the call sign KLEO, I figured it was... All right, so we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this little dirt patch then. Landing gear down. Flaps all the way down. Let's this doesn't feel right. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna land on a farmer's field and then look over to my shoulder and see a runway right next to me, like 30 yards away. Tends to happen. I personally think that the GPS map is not in sync with the actual location where I'm flying. This is supposed to be it right here. This kind of looks like the trees were cut out for a reason here. Let's see what happens. This could be it. I'll bet you this is it. Not an easy landing, though. I can't do that. dude.
Stall.
Oh, dude. Alright, I said at the beginning of the stream before you came on, AK, that I need to switch how my reverse thrust is mapped on my quadrant, because my reverse thrust on, or my throttle quadrant, when I pull all the way back or all the way down on my axis lever, it actually triggers a little spring button. So when I throttle down, I accidentally also hit that spring button, which also activates reverse thrust on some of the aircraft. So eventually I need to change that so I don't hit reverse thrust every time I try to throttle down for touchdown. So let's just go ahead and figure out where KLEO is for real, in the sim at least, not in real life. KLEO. That's Leavenworth. I mean, at least I wasn't crazy. And we're flying to a town that doesn't have an airport, but it has an airstrip near it called Winthrop, Washington. And even though it's not, this airport technically isn't Winthrop, I don't think. It's in a town called, well, not Split, Twisp. There's a town called Twisp. It's very, very frontier cowboy land around here. All right, we've got KLEO. Boom, 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 boom. Fly. I'm gonna hit this button. I'm gonna be. My mic's muted, but I'm still with you. Yeah, this was the spot. This looks a lot bigger than what I was seeing from the air, though. Is this where I crashed, AK? Was it really? I don't think I had this much clearance. Did I really have this much clearance? Clearance? I almost want to take off from here and make it another attempt just to see if it's the same thing I just crashed on, because this doesn't seem like this something I would crash on even with a fast plane. Let's go ahead and do it. Gear levers down. Flaps are down, 1. Throttle is down. We have movement. We've got movement. This was the same thing I just crashed on. I don't believe it. Let's try it one more time coming in from here. I'm going to be really bummed if I crash again. Let's just remember I can always do a go around. We got one flap down. We're going to do takeoff, throttle at full. Park and brake off. We have speed. Left rudder. Rotate. Ooh, that actually is barely enough. Gear up. That is barely actually enough distance. I should have actually backed all the way up to the beginning. Oh, I'm stalling. How am I stalling? Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. I'm not going to attempt that again. No way. I'm not going to land that there. Come on. Get up there. Flaps back down one. Get some lift. Gears up. Do I have spoilers on or something? No? Was I just trying to get up that mountain? Was I not? I was probably going with the wind. Everything looks right. That was a close one. Back on track. Yeah, I'm gonna save that airport for another video. Let's remember KLEO, Kilo, Lima, Echo, Oscar, and because that might take a few attempts in this aircraft to land that one well. That looks like a fun one though. Definitely is. It's definitely a airport for bush planes. That would be fun to do like a large group of pilots landing at KLEO around these mountains. That'd be fun. Beefy Airlines, flying you anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. We don't follow the rules, but we'll get you there. Oh, we'll get you there, guaranteed. I only, as a solo pilot, I only average approximately one fatal crash a week, but my rates are heavily discounted. Tell your friends about us. Beefy Airlines. # Beefy Airlines. Lick that like button. Or don't. I don't care because nobody ever watches my stream anyways. It would actually look bad if all of the people who have watched my stream hit some sort of like button, because then everybody would know that I only have 3 likes, because at least if you have like 0 shares and 0 likes and 0 followers, then it just looks like you have a new stream or you never did, or you created it and never used it. But when everybody who's ever watched my stream, which is like 3 or 4 people, actually were to hit like if I were to ask for it, it wouldn't look good. It really wouldn't make me look good. I think it would do more damage than anything. So don't ever hit a like button or any of the sort if you're watching anything I do. It's kind of nice. I'm enjoying this flight here. We're flying steady. We're on course for whatever airport that was for Winthrop, Sierra 52. Looking good, feeling good, although I gotta find somebody who can fix this hat for me. And I wish I had I want to get good in-ear monitors, man. Where can I get? I guess I know who I can ask to tell me where to get some good in-ear monitors. Fly. This is good. We're gonna pick up our speed a little bit here. Ooh, we're gonna bring flaps all the way up. That's what is going on. Probably should have just taken all of the clouds off so I would have better visibility, but I like having just a little bit of clouds in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because the clouds look so good in this sim compared to previous sims. And so I like having just a little bit of clouds because it adds a little bit more to the perspective and or to the depth. And it's just nice to see these improved graphics or whatever. AK, have you watched Kyle Dunnigan channel, the comedian, and he's now doing Craig's News Live? I watch every one now, it's awesome. It's my go-to news source. Oh man, we are flying high at 8,200 feet, 8,200 feet. 218 knots, 210 knots. So the western half of Washington, western Washington, the Puget Sound, Cascade Mountains, are lush and green. But then you get over on this side and moving eastward into eastern Washington, and it starts to look almost like Arizona or southern Texas, El Paso. It's still like fertile lands, and it's the apple capital of the world, but it looks like a desert. It's really cool. You go from like lush green wetland rainforest, and then boom, right to the other side of the mountain, and it's a desert. Really interesting. Kind of like Arizona. But of course, the weather is perfect, in my opinion. You got some food? Some food? Wood? Some food, lot wood? AK, should I start playing music under my streams? I just feel like all the copyright-free music sucks. I could just start playing classical music. What if I just played classical music? Copyright-free classical music. I don't mind classical. It's something to zone out on, passively have on. People can do their homework and listen to me ramble. It'll put you to sleep or put you in a zone to tune out. Do something even more boring. Really nothing for the audio in the game to listen to. You don't have a preference on whether a streamer has music under them or not? Or you say, yeah. I was about to say I could let people choose, but that'd be a terrible idea if I let the random public decide what I'm listening to. That would be the opposite of what I want for my chill garage here. Actually, I might just start playing classical music. I'm actually going to do that. Can I search YouTube and fly at the same time? That's a question. I doubt it. We're going to pause. And also, I need to have a screen, a streaming screen that I can switch to in my little Streamlabs OBS profile here, so people can see what I'm searching on the internet. So if I have something I want to do, we can search. Look at the most recent thing I searched that you can't see. I searched an images of differences between diced and chopped. All right, here we go. YouTube. Oh no, I mean, I thought actually Twitch integrates with Spotify now, and you can just play Spotify on Twitch legally, right? Let's ask Google. Can I stream Spotify on a live Twitch stream? Twitch support says that you can't play Spotify while streaming. Okay, no problem. So how about this? YouTube copyright free classical music. Just so we can, AK, like no one ever watches my streams anyway, so while nobody is watching, these are the times to tweak these, make these things, figure these things out here. Mix copyright free classical music, royalty free classical music, $50 plus. Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, this is isn't this song perfect? Can you actually, AK, can you hear this music? Yeah, when I hit pause, desktop audio goes. All right, let's do it. Oh yeah. Perfect. What a perfect. All music but Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, other copy of those. Like that is copyright free. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I figured. That's why classical music came to mind, because I figured if I want to be safe, I should start with classical music and then make sure it's copyright free from there. Also, AK, how is my voice mixed over the music? Is the music drowning out my voice? One, two, three, 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I think the mix should be okay for flying, right? Microphone check 1, 2, 2, 2. Hey, hey. Alright, yeah, so AK, if you can just kind of keep an ear out when new songs come up, if you feel like the music is drowning out my voice, or if you feel like I need to turn the engine sounds down, let me know. I've never done this before. But yes, I'm pretty sure the new Twitch broadcast beta app actually does have a Spotify integration, and I'm pretty sure that I have streamed my premium Spotify account through this setup. Yeah, AK, can you believe that the very first song that I streamed on this channel was this song? How perfect. I've been listening to classical music more and more. I mean, I've always listened to classical. Let me turn that down. I've always listened to classical music when I'm doing homework, but I unfortunately do not know my composers like I should. Alright, landing gear. God, dude. How about I bring the... I didn't know I brought flaps all the way up or down. Sergei Prokofiev. Sergei Prokofiev. I'll look him up. If I can do it copyright free, I'll look him up. Beef Airlines. We don't follow aviation rules, but we'll get you there. We follow all the other real life rules. Man, why they got the mountains all green up over here. Once again, came up on the destination way too fast and way too high in altitude, so we're just slowly circling down until we see a runway. Believe it or not, I would think that a runway that starts with the letter S, 5, and then a number 52 is going to be smaller than an airport that starts with a letter like K, as in the one we were at, which was a farm. I am surprised now to find out that this is probably an actual airport or runway compared. Yeah, look at that. It's a real runway, even though I would have thought it's a smaller state airport. Interesting. So this is a great airport to remember if I want to start off on the opposite side of the mountains, Cascade Mountains. We'll do one last loop here. Good to know. Okay, feel free to send me some links. I'll play it. Actually, if you ever send me links, it'd be easier if you send me on Discord, because I have Discord on my Sim PC. I use Twitch on my laptop, my Mac, so it's easy for me to play audio from Discord than it is copying and pasting from. I guess I'd have to use email or something. It was written in the Soviet Union, so he wasn't exactly allowed to copyright it. I've got some. We're gonna have to do it. Actually, I'm going up in altitude. We're actually gonna have to do another go around here. Looks like I got some Wikipedia to read there, AK. Again, let me know if the audio mix is bad. He's the guy that wrote Peter the Wilfo Cap. You know your stuff, AK. What are you majoring in again? Fine arts, I wonder. Alright, let's make this our final attempt here. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying flying. Maybe we'll just fly until my roommate comes on down. Has to start his at-home work day. We're majoring in history. If you like history, I would definitely recommend my podcast. That will definitely be rehauled and improved, but the audio podcast is called Dogs in Our World. Should be on Spotify, should be on whatever service you use. DogsinOurWorld.com has all the links. I am not going to make this. We are not going to make this. So we're going to do yet another go around.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
I played a little guitar. I toured as a tour manager for a bunch of bands. I was on the road for a few years. What do you play? It's also why I'm always so anal about the audio mix and how I'm sounding compared to everything else in this stream. If you have any music online, link it. Link it on Discord so I can listen to it. Man, now I'm way off.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Not gonna make it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Too fast. Trombone, nice dude. I was gonna, for some reason, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say, do you play a horned instrument? Because I just felt like it. I just felt like you were a horned instrument guy. Turn it down. Turn the music down. I probably overcorrected, but we'll see. Yeah, I have a feeling that these. It's actually playlists, a YouTube playlist, so clearly each video in the playlist is going to be mastered differently. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this right. Good, my speed is a lot better this time. I thought it was to the right. Music is fine, thank you, even though it's a quiet spot. Okay. Yeah, every time I watch a Twitch streamer who's playing music, it's always like some really terrible EDM. I'm always off center line, but I was patient about it. I pitched up after I touched down. That was terrible. My wheels touched down and then I flared. This is when I use reverse. That was terrible. That was terrible. Man, let's find. I want to find another airport. Actually, I kind of want to make another landing attempt at Leavenworth. That was rough too. I also want to look up and see if this plane is an appropriate plane for a Leavenworth approach in real life. I wonder, I think this airplane might be a little too... No, because this is the airplane that they do for those like really tricky landings and the landing challenges, right? No, they have like the Cessnas, the slow Cessnas on those. That's fun, I don't know. Let's do a little research here in a minute and find something. Flaps up. It's a beautiful area though. It's a really just, I mean, this is God's country out here. It's a beautiful, really wonderful drive I did for that Cascade Loop. Alright, let's see what's going on here. AK, if you're watching, you're more than invited to pull up a map and tell me where to go. Let's see here. Any landing you can walk away from is a good one. Yes, sir. Well, how far is Spokane from here? I mean, we just flew to... Didn't we just fly to, like, the middle of the state? Well, of places I'd want to visit, usually it's in Central Asia. Man, this ain't Central Asia Airlines. We don't fly anywhere in Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. We fly the Pacific Northwest, Mr. AK. You know this. All right, let me do a little Googling here. We're going to do maps. We're going to do Winthrop. I can't believe this was such a legit airport, because the town of Winthrop I was in, if you go to my YouTube channel and go to go to a most recent video called Winthrop, you will look at that town and you will say to yourself, there's no way that they have a paved runway nearby. Winthrop, Washington. Oh no, I didn't mean to make the music stop. I thought I was in a new tab. I'm playing music off of Google. So you can hear it, but you can't see it. I'm going to change that in my next stream. Let's try that again. Maps. Winthrop. Winthrop, Washington. Zoom out. Where's an airport I can get to in the next 30 minutes? Spokane is too far, I think. Although I'm not really quite in the middle of the state. Twist we're too close to. Go to the part of the Pacific Northwest that you think has the best seafood. And that's pretty much the entire Pacific Northwest, my friend. What about Middle Fork? Is there an airport in Middle Fork? It's a place I've never been to, but I've been wanting to drive to. Don't worry, I'm going to figure something out here. Chelan. Okay, how about Chelan? I just talked about Lake Chelan. I'm sure we're near there because it's part of the drive. we're going to, unfortunately I don't know how to use this GPS stuff yet. So let's go ahead and go to main menu. See, now you have like instrumental music playing over the game instrumental music, so I'm gonna have to pause that. Alright. So we were just at S52. And we want to find something around. Actually, when I was driving by Lake Chelan, I saw a really cool airport. It was like they had it elevated. They had the dirt dug up and elevated. So it's sitting kind of above the road, but you could see kind of at eye level all of the little personal general aviation planes lined up. And people were just circling around doing, just doing circles around. It was really cool. It looked like it was a state airport that was free or public to the local pilots. So if I type in Lake Chelan, oh no, it didn't feel right. Chelan. So here we go. I'll bet you what I saw. Riverview Air Park. Yeah, Air Park. It looked more like people were having fun in the air at a park. But also it looked like it was people using a state municipal type deal. Let's try it. 12-minute flight, perfect. Kind of want to change planes. AK, do you have a preference on what aircraft I use? Is there something you want to see? Obviously, I don't want to do a big jet right now and be goofy, but this one is a little too sensitive. A little too responsive. You want to go ahead and just stick with what I got? Alright. If it ain't broke, they'll fix it. I'm still here, just muting my mic for a second. Definitely got to wrap it up after this. Alright, oh, I got to get that brain music going there. Should have been specific on the airport, on the runway I want to take off on. Come on. I do not need to be up at 8,000 feet this time. Be nice if I can get above 8 FPS though. There we go, 24 FPS. All right. Took me a minute there while I was... Takeoff was rough because I was doing like 6 FPS. Track here with our flight path. Flaps all the way up. Gear is up. We're flying. Beefy Airlines. # Beefy Airlines. AK, you don't have to tell me to do what I want. You're listening to a dude who always does what he wants, bro. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I got the do what you want to do department locked down. I'm the CEO of Do What You Want to Do Incorporated, brother. You're talking to a man who is 2 months into retirement. Yeah. Loving it. Telling me to do what you want to do, like you're Nike or something. Nike. They've been doing that. They've been telling me that for 20 years, man. Ain't nothing new. I guess Nike's been doing the Just Do It campaign since early 90s. Yeah. So 30 years. That's how retired I am. I'm so retired. I remember when they first started to doing the Just Do It, do it campaign. No, I have not been drinking. Actually, I have not. Bet you the big old lake is right over this mountain. Come on, man. We're going to have to get some speed here. There we go. I just can't get on that flight line there. What is going on? Why am I getting rocked to the left so hard? Why am I keep getting pushed to the left? Is it this? I don't know about this plane sometimes. I don't know, man. AK, I don't know if you've seen me fly the new Mooney Ovation plane. I think it's the MOR2. It's a add-on plane that you can get from the marketplace. I'm probably going to stick with that plane because it really just seems to suit my controllers, my hardware, external, my controllers, my yoke and throttle and trim. also I know how to use the navigation equipment better. Yeah, I guess I'm just getting crazy. I knew that they did modify the physics when you're flying around mountains. But I don't know. Look at these graphics. Hey, I'll bet you that's Lake Chelan right there. Bet you that's Lake Chelan right over yonder. Let's check our GPS. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like the classical music while flying. It's fitting. It's not too distracting. It's not pigeonholing just the small audience that wants to listen to that whatever personal preference music I have in that day. And it helps me focus on flying too. But let me know if you disagree. Gotta be close here. I hope this is the airport that I drove by and said, ooh, I hope I can find that in the sim. But I was driving, so I couldn't mess with my GPS in my car to tell me what it was called. Should have pulled over, honestly. Should I go to the left of these mountains? And I'll bet you there's a lake. Or do I just fly? Let's have some fun. As soon as I said let's have some fun, the music cue is perfect. Alright, I'm keeping the classical music from now on. Full throttle, I gotta get up over this mountain, dang on it. That was a risk I took. It was close. It's gonna be close. Made it full throttle, but I got less than half of my full speed. Let's cruise. Let's set things for cruise here. Start looking for a big old gigantic lake and hopefully a little tiny airport nearby. Seeing some civilization over yonder. God, I wish I could change the range on this display. Throttle up a bit here. Here's some civilization. This is actually, is this the Columbia River? Oh, here's our airport. Yeah, I hear about the landing gear, but let's get some speed first so I don't blow it off the plane. Look at this gorgeous airport. What's up, dude? Yeah, man, check it. I didn't want to wear the hat until I actually felt like things were dialed in, until I earned it. I think I did. The microphone, though, is what seals the deal. I'm going to do a go-around. I'm talking to my roommate, by the way. I'm going to do a go-around. And we're going to wrap it up on this final destination here. Perfect timing. The roommate walked in right when I was doing my final approach. Alright, let's get our, actually let's make our UE and then we'll get the speed down. This isn't Lake Chelan though, this is let's say the Columbia. Flaps are down, gears down. This is a cool airport, man. Oh, so over by here is the Gorge in Gorge, Washington. We have to do another go around because, as usual, I'm too fast in altitude, or too fast in speed, too high in altitude. So we're going to do another go around. So over by here is the Gorge, Washington, which is also a gigantic amphitheater where they do concerts similar to Red Rocks. But I think the Gorge is cooler. Speed is good. We're going to go ahead and maybe head up over here to this cliff and then turn around. A little more speed so I can make this fast turn, or sharp turn. We are at stall speed right now. Throttle down, looking for the runway. Too close to the runway. We'll try it. I want to wrap this up. Flaps all the way down. Throttle down. We're going to be too fast, too high. I have to do this one more time. One more time. It's a cool airport, though. Very cool airport. If I had probably really blasted that with the reverse thrust, I could have done it, but this is beefy airlines. I think I'm off course again. I didn't realize I was that low below the cliff. Yep, daggone it. Let's do this, come on now. Everybody, all my friends say, dude, why do you flight sim? It's so boring. You're not doing anything. You're not killing anybody. And I'm like, man, I don't understand. Like, it's like playing solitaire. It's just the challenge of it, the trying to do better than the last time you did. Trying to attempt a landing, to me, is fun because it's difficult and you never do it perfectly. And unlike a regular video game, you can do this over and over and over again, but it's never going to be the same. No matter how much you play it, you're not guaranteed to beat it every time. Where's the airport? There it is. See, my problem is I've been rushing it, and I should be flying out at a further distance away before I make my approach. I'm on final. We're doing this. We're doing this. Speed is good. Flaps down, gear down. We're doing this. We got this. Engine is off. We're bobbing. Took me down the whole runway, and once again, I flared too late and bounced. Okay, should have had reverse thrust on way earlier. Ooh, is that a restaurant up over there I can pull up to? Can I drive to a restaurant? We can't taxi over to those buildings over there, can we? And no, I don't think this is the airport that I drove by on my road trip a couple weeks ago. So that means then on the next, what's going on? I don't have ground controls. Where's my rudder ground control? So that means on the next stream I'm going to see if the other Chelan airport is the one that I drove by and was elevated up above the road. Had a bunch of local pilots doing circles in the air. It was cool. We'll taxi on over here to what looks like a real airport. And then park it. Too fast. Come on, pedals. Man, why am I just feel like the planes in the new sim just don't work as well as X-Plane does with my controllers. It just seems smoother and more responsive with my controllers than X-Plane, no matter what plane I'm flying. Oh, it looks like they have some models of my plane parked over here. Ooh, I shouldn't have gone this way. We'll go ahead and park over here, though. That's right, I'll go ahead and just wingtip these airplanes that are parked over here. I mean, if it's a made-up simulated world, we can just assume I have a bazillion dollars. Not a big deal. After all, I apparently own like 20 airplanes, so... Let's see, can I park on this parking spot right here? Mash the brakes. Terrible. Alright. We'll go ahead and wrap it up there. That was fun. So we did Auburn, attempted Leavenworth, couldn't find it, finally realized that it wasn't an actual airport, it was just a farm field. Crash landed, restarted, took back off from Leavenworth, flew to Winthrop, which surprisingly was an actual real airport, which even though Winthrop is in the middle of nowhere, and I would have thought that Leavenworth, the actual town, would have had an airport, and surprisingly it was a farm. Next, got a whole bunch more streams I want to figure out, a lot of more places I want to go to, and I want to start driving in real life to some places, taking video of it, and then flying to it in the sim and seeing the difference, so we'll figure that out. That's it. Done.